Hey guys, my name is Shai and this is Evermind Astro, formerly known as Evermind Taroscopes. Changed the name. So anyway, this video is all about the Capricorn North Node. The Capricorn North Node, Cancer South Node. This is also for you if you have your North Node in the 10th house, because you always want to watch both, right? You want to take a look at your North Node energy by sign and also by house. So you have to blend the two together, right? Blend them together to get your unique combination of placements. So Capricorn North Node, I like talking about this one because I am a Capricorn sun. I actually have a Capricorn stellium, whole bunch of placements in Capricorn. So I'm pretty familiar with the result of this energy, right? What you're trying to become with the Capricorn North Node. You're essentially, man, there's going to be so many themes in your life of learning to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, right? This is, it's a pretty uncomfortable North Node. I mean, I would say that all North, it's not really fair to say. Sometimes we have this discussion of like what North Node is the worst. That's not really fair because by definition, by function, every single North Node is pulling you out of your comfort zone. So for every individual, every North Node is the most challenging journey they could be going on. But because of Capricorn, and of course Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, that means that you're going to be learning all the Saturnian lessons. And Saturnian lessons, most people, unless you are a Capricorn sun, right, you probably don't like them because the Saturn energy, the Capricorn energy is about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, about learning to be independent. This could be being hyper independent. This could be being independent to the point where you take care of yourself, everything for yourself, nobody ever helps you, and you also have to help everyone else, kind of becoming, you know, the patriarch of your family or of your friend group. Of course, you don't have to be a man to be the patriarch. It's just, you know, the expression here. But so this is so much of developing your masculine energy. It's hard to talk about the Capricorn Cancer axis without using the language of, you know, cosmic gender here. I'm very specifically, this is energetic gender, cosmic gender, because Capricorn is essentially the divine masculine, Cancer is the divine feminine. That in and of itself is not entirely true and is limiting because both of these energies, Capricorn and Cancer, they're actually about the balancing and the harmonization of the masculine and the feminine, and they both have each within them. There's been big themes lately of Capricorn discovering its feminine side and Cancer discovering its masculine side, and the two of these balancing each other out to be one whole, but that's a whole other topic. So just generally and basically speaking, for the purposes of your North Node journey, we're going to say that your Cancer South Node is, or your 4th house South Node is feminine energy, divine feminine energy, and your Capricorn North Node is divine masculine energy. Very, very Saturnian. And the other thing is that Capricorn, this is long, slow progress. Your Capricorn North Node journey is going to take your entire life. Other North Node placements can have really like rapid activations. If like some slow-moving planet goes over them, you could have change happen like really fast. And although that can also happen with the Capricorn North Node, you're going to more find yourself in this long, plodding journey of picking yourself up, carrying the burdens, and moving slowly, one foot in front of the other, learning to take the long view. Because Capricorn also has this thing about time, okay? It's also this thing about time and learning to kind of encompass your entire life in one moment, right? Capricorn energy, like if you're a Capricorn sun or Capricorn person, and once you really explore your North Node, you can become kind of like a Capricorn sun, right? With your Capricorn North Node, you can become like a Capricorn sun once you've explored it. And it's this having like you know, some people have like a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. Capricorn has a plan for like the rest of their life, like all the way up until how they die and when they die. Capricorn, I mean, for me, I have plans for my future lives and for like multiple timeline trajectories. It's like being a timekeeper, but also going beyond time and realizing that time serves you, right? Time serves you. With Capricorn, there can be this massive pressure to feel like you are under like the time crisis, right? With Capricorn, there's always this time pressure and this feeling of time crisis, like not having enough time, having to do too much all at once. Capricorns struggle with that. When your Capricorn North Node is being triggered, you could really, really, really feel like you're under this time crunch and this time pressure. But you gotta adjust your perspective on this and understand that it's this long, slow build over decades, right? You got to be thinking in terms of decades, So with your Capricorn North Node, there is some long-term, and I mean decades-long, process of you learning about your own independence, you learning about your own individuality, you learning about how to put yourself out there in the world, you learning how to be seen. And of course, for a lot of people, especially if you're here because of this is 10th house, this is about career, right? Because Capricorn, 10th house, man, especially if you're watching this and you have a Capricorn midheaven, the Capricorn midheaven, if this happens to fall that way for you, is so much about how you are seen publicly, seen in the world, and this is usually in terms of how you are seen from your career space. So, but let's take a minute and talk about this Cancer South Node, right? Where are you coming from? Cancer South Node, very emotional. Cancer, that's themes of divine feminine, yes. Divine mother, yes. The family and your emotions. So, Cancer South Node, you could feel like you're always looking for support. Like you just want to feel safe. You just want to feel supported. You just want to belong in your family or in your family of choice, right? Cancer South Node, this is Cancer energy that has almost become cancerous, right? To go there, right? Cancer South Node, the Cancer energy has become kind of, Cancer. It has overgrown and it has become toxic to you. So this is all, like Cancer South Node people so often have this feeling of like fears of abandonment. And it's really funny. I see Cancer South Node people, so Capricorn North Node, Cancer South Node people, feeling like they've been abandoned, even though whatever just happened was like totally normal and wasn't really abandonment. It was like someone left for work, like some or like maybe you work with someone, right? And someone's shift is over and they're like, okay, bye, see you later. And then you're sitting there going, my coworker just abandoned me. It's like, well, yeah, their shift is over. They left work, right? They don't have to stay here and take care of you. So with your Cancer South Node, you probably don't like to expose yourself, like that you have these worries. You probably really keep this very private because Cancer is very private, right? So on the surface, you might look like you're just social, like you like to have friends, like you like to do things in groups, you like to focus on co-creation, working with others. This is when you're in your Cancer South Node space. When you go into your Capricorn North Node, this is going to be obliterated, okay? So anyway, you have some kind of struggle with belonging, with dependency, depending on others, that could be disguised as this desire to co-create with others. People call it interdependence, right? Or just always wanting to do things with your friends. The Cancer South Node person could really, in the beginning, struggle with like going to the coffee shop by themselves or going to the movies by themselves or going to dinner by themselves. They could feel like, I can't do things if I'm not in a group. I need to belong somewhere. I need to receive resources and care and love and attention and emotional support from others. So obviously, everybody needs these things. We all need to belong. We all need support. We all need love. We all need care. But with the Cancer South Node, this is like, it's gotten out of control, right? Just like all of the South Nodes. So that is why your Capricorn North Node is coming along to teach you the hard lessons of self-sufficiency, right? Teach you the hard lessons of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and of doing things as an individual, of doing things by yourself. So when your Capricorn North Node is triggered, you could find that you are entirely alone, and that suddenly, and now you're triggered because you're like, what am I going to do? There's no one to help me, no one to support me. I'm all by myself. What am I going to do? Well, that's what you're going to do. You're going to support yourself. You're going to figure it out by yourself. You're going to manage your emotions without going to others for emotional support. You're going to make enough money to support yourself. You're going to figure out what to do by yourself. You're going to do it all by yourself. You're going to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, going to get your shit together. This is Saturn talking, right? These are your Saturnian lessons. And you're going to build yourself up so that you are empowered, so that you are an independent individual who is self-sufficient. And from there, right? So some of you, depending on, like, if you already have other Capricorn placements, if you were born with other Capricorn placements, and you don't really have anything going on with your Cancer South Node, so your Capricorn energy is already emphasized, you guys could kind of start at this level of already self-sufficiency. Like if somebody's watching this and you're like Sun in Capricorn, and Capricorn North Node, so it's always very interesting for the people who have their Sun in their North Node sign, because it's like you're already there. You're already there. And for, I mean, Sun in your North Node sign, that's a topic for a different day. You guys are special if there's any of you watching this. But so once you've already like gotten comfortable with your Capricorn energy, right? Once you've become used to being an individual and being independent, and you've created a solid foundation for yourself. And again, this can be a very long-term process. Now it's, how do you take care of your community? How do you take care of your family? So this could be becoming a parent, taking care of your children. You could find yourself in a situation where you have to somehow care for or provide for your partner. Maybe they get sick and you have to take care of them. Maybe they don't make as much money as you, or maybe something happens, they lose their job, and for a little bit of time they're not making any money and you need to support them, you know, however that plays out, right? This could be like looking after your parents. This can also, in terms of like, I know someone whose Capricorn North Node is in the 9th house, and so they are getting their PhD, right? This is their big career move to go above and beyond and become an academic. And so that's a really, really good blend of Capricorn and Sagittarius energy, right? So for them, this is them learning to tend to their students, right? And to give back to the academic community and the educational community and all of that. So that is actually where you get the kind of kickback or the feedback loop, when you're like, okay, now I have established myself. I have taken care of myself. I have become an independent individual. I have created a solid foundation for my life. I have created a foundation of abundance, of self-sufficiency. Maybe you've created a platform, a business. Maybe you're just this core of emotional, like, bedrock. Like maybe you are like the Rock of Gibraltar, this shoulder that others can come and cry on. Like if you have some kind of blending of Capricorn and a water energy, like if you had Capricorn in the 4th house, which would be a really interesting reversal here, you could be like becoming like the pillar of your family, right? So it doesn't have to play out in terms of money or career. It can be emotional support, like being the pillar, being the shoulder for others to cry on, being that unshakable core, that unshakable source of support for others. And this is when you kick it back and you start to satisfy your Cancer South Node, satisfy your 4th house South Node, desire to belong and to have support. Then you find, wow, you can belong. Before, right? Before you started this whole journey, you tried to belong from a place of smallness. You tried to belong from a place of interdependency. Now that you've activated your Capricorn North Node, now you can belong from a place of leadership, or from a place of being the foundation, being the bedrock, being the source of support for others. And then you find, wow, and I'm getting shivers on this because, wow, how satisfying is that, right? Maybe you originally, when you were younger, you thought it was satisfying to receive support from others. And now you're realizing that could never really satisfy you. What is truly satisfying is being that source of support to others. How satisfying is that, right? Because you really understand the desire to receive support and the desire to belong. When you can give that to others, when you can be that source for others because you have that within yourself, because you've stabilized that within yourself, ooh, that is so satisfying. So the Capricorn 10th house North Node thing, this is a massive process, a lifelong, decades-long process of maturation, right? Of maturation, of becoming an adult, right? It could be becoming a parent. It could be developing a business. It could be becoming, you know, like I've been trying to describe, this unshakable core of strength, right, that you have within yourself and that others will recognize within you. It can play out in many different ways, but it's all about building yourself up. And just remember, Capricorn North Node people, this is long term. Capricorn earth energy, right? And it's the longest, slowest moving earth energy. It is very dense. It takes decades. So you guys could easily, in terms of your progress here, you could find yourself in your 30s or 40s, maybe even later, feeling like you failed, feeling like you missed the boat, feeling like you never made it, right? You could be going back to school in your 40s. You could be starting a family later than others, right? Or you could be working on your own independence later than others, right? Maybe you move out of your parents' home later than you think you should. Maybe, yeah, you start school later than you think you should, your career later than you think you should. Huge, guys, huge message with the Capricorn or 10th house North Node. It is never too late. Your timing was perfect for you. Do not look at anybody else's timeline to decide what is an appropriate timeline for you, and know that you are exactly on track, because it is natural and normal and appropriate for your Capricorn North Node journey to be long, to maybe to others seem like it is too late, but it's not. It is a decades-long process of building your foundation, and you build your foundation first under your own feet, first within you, and then you expand it out and allow other people to see what you have built, allow other people to see who you are, and then you become the source of support. You create space for others to belong, and you become everything you wanted to receive from others. You become that for yourself, and you become that for others. And that is when you will find your home, right? That is when you will find your home. So I think that is what I have to say about the Capricorn North Node. For those of you who don't know me, check out all of my links below. This is my second channel. I have my original channel, Evermind Oracle, that is tarot readings for starseeds and lightworkers and mystical people. I have an Etsy shop where I do private readings. I have other stuff going on. It changes all the time. So check the links if you want to connect with me more deeply. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Sending you so much love and light. I'll talk to you later. Bye.